Unit 10, Section 4, the impact of technological developments and economic growth from 1945 to 1970, specifically the period right after World War II. The United States was in a Cold War with the Soviet Union. Because of a senator named Joseph McCarthy, there was a tremendous fear in the United States of communism. The Soviet Union was the first country to place a satellite into space. It was known as Sputnik. This is a picture of the artificial satellite, communication satellite that was placed into space. Now, it did not have military purposes, but regardless, the United States was fearful that if the Soviet Union could put an artificial satellite on top of a rocket and successfully launch it into space, then could they not put an atomic weapon on top of a rocket and launch it at the United States? The Soviet Union defeated us a second time by being the first to put a animal into space. And this dog, Latvia, was sent into space by the Soviet Union. Sadly, the Soviet Union did not send it up with the technology to return it back to Earth. So Latvia perished up in space. This is a picture of the rocket that sent Sputnik up into space. And what the United States sees in pictures like this is a rocket capable of delivering a nuclear payload to the United States. So in response to this, President Eisenhower, and it's important that you know this, started NASA. You may be familiar with this symbol. It stands for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. NASA was started to compete with the Soviet Union. After the Soviet Union sent a dog into space, the United States sent a monkey into space. We did send the monkey up with enough technology to bring it back safely to Earth. The Soviet Union sent the first man into space, Yuri Gagarin. The United States responded with Freedom 7. A capsule very similar to this was sent into space, and the rocket only stayed into space for a short period of time. These were the first 7 astronauts that took part in space exploration for the United States. This is Alan Shepard. He flew Freedom 7 and was the first American into space. This was a closer up shot of the actual rocket that Alan Shepard flew into space. And this is a picture showing Freedom 7 on top of the rocket as it lifts off from Cape Canaveral in Florida. This concludes Unit 10, Section 4, Technological Developments in the period after World War II.